Hey guys, with the release of Alien Romulus, I've decided to go back and look at not only one of my favorite Alien games, but what I consider to be one of the best Alien games. Now, any self-respecting Alien fan knows there's an absolute shit ton of Alien games out there. Some good, some bad, some downright fucking awful. All of which, regardless of quality, I have a soft spot for. But the fact is, there is only one Alien game that trumps the rest, and that is Creative Assembly's Alien Isolation. Whereas a majority of the video games based on the Alien franchise usually focus on the second film, and as a result are third-person or first-person shooters, Alien Isolation cites the first movie as the main source of its inspiration, and replaces the xenoblasting setting to something more akin to Amnesia: The Dark Descent. The story focuses around Amanda Ripley, Ellen Ripley's child, who we got to see a glimpse of in the extended edition of Aliens. Ripley learns from a Weyland-Yutani executive that the flight recorder from the Nostromo has turned up at a space station called Sevastopol, and in an effort to get closure on what happened to her mother, she ventures to the space station only to discover that there is something lurking aboard, systematically killing all its occupants. Survival horror is the name of the game with this title, and you're not going to get out of a jam by shooting the xenomorph. Weapons do not work on this creature. Even your most effective one, the flamethrower, can only drive the creature back for a limited amount of time before it returns to stalking you throughout the station. Not to say weapons aren't totally useless in this game. You are going to encounter other human survivors who aren't too happy to see a stranger aboard Sevastopol, and the very sinister synthetics known as the Working Joes. When it comes to taking out human and synthetic foes, you have a number of options. First off, there's the maintenance jack. If you can get up behind a human and bash him on the head, that is the ideal approach. Making too much noise can attract a xenomorph, so you're encouraged to use firearms sparingly. The firearms you do get include a revolver and a shotgun. The revolver is good against humans, but requires multiple hits on a synthetic, which again you don't want to be firing too much for fear of attracting the xenomorph. The shotgun is solid. If you can get a clean headshot on a synthetic, that will bring it down. You also get a bolt gun later on in the game, which can take a synthetic down very easily. There are also a number of offensive and defensive items you can get, such as noisemakers, flashbangs, and EMP grenades, which are essential for taking out the Worker Joes in later sections. As I said earlier in the section, you can't dispatch the xenomorph with any of the weapons, but you do need the flamethrower. The flamethrower is your lifeline to progressing through the game. However, do not use it too often. The alien will become more bold, more brazen, and eventually it will not be afraid of the bursts of flame that you discharge upon it. The other issue as well is that flamethrower fuel is a premium on Sevastopol, so you again need to use it sparingly. Adversary wise, I already discussed the human survivors. They are broken down into a number of different groups: just regular civilians or the Seegson security force. They are armed with heavy armor and weapons such as pistols and shotguns, and can really fuck your day up. In order to dispatch these, I highly recommend using a noisemaker to attract the xenomorph and stay in hiding until it has slaughtered this entire security force that stands in your way. An enemy that's almost as unnerving as the xenomorph has to be the Working Joe androids. These are the Seegson version of synthetics. If Weyland-Yutani's androids are the real deal, then this is the Temu version. Essentially stripped down bare bone synthetics that resemble mannequins. These are incredibly unnerving. One of its most horrific aspects is it's incredibly polite as it murders the shit out of you. Another creepy thing about these bastards is when you finally kill them, their death animation has them gurgling up their internal fluid and quoting some weird shit. And now to the titular antagonist itself, the xenomorph. Creative Assembly broke the mold creating this creature. They have instigated a particular AI system where this thing will hunt you and learn as it's hunting you. Every encounter it has with you, the xenomorph learns and will change its tactics accordingly. As I said before, use the flamethrower too much, it would become more brazen and bold and charge you head on. Or maybe even use the ducks to flank you and take you out from behind. Hide in lockers and cabinets too much, later on it will start to search said lockers and cabinets more frequent, making it a lot harder for you to hide. Like its movie counterpart, this creature is incredibly adaptable and incredibly intelligent when it wants to be. And thanks to Creative Assembly's fantastic AI system, this is as close as we'll ever come to encountering the Xenomorph from the original Alien. As well as the titular Alien itself, Creative Assembly has painstakingly gone through the Fox archive to recreate the used future 70s aesthetic of Alien and transpose it onto the space station known as Sevastopol. From drinking birds to CRTs, they have captured the look and feel of that original 1979 Ridley Scott classic. With all that other stuff being said, how does the game fare both character and story wise? Well, it is most certainly not lacking in story. This game can run you up to anywhere between 8 to 15 to even 18 hours, and some people might complain, but in a day and age where video games are becoming more and more expensive, I actually prefer the fact you get a bit more bang for your buck. Like I said before, Amanda has come to the station to find out what happened in Nostromo and, as a consequence, her mother, but she ends up uncovering a whole other plot involving a mysterious ship called the Anesidora, which has some connection to the loss of the Nostromo. Creative Assembly were clever in realising some players might get frustrated by being constantly stalked by the Xenomorph, so about halfway through the game you're given somewhat of a grace period and a moment to breathe till you're back right into that Xenomorph stalking action. The voice actor for Amanda, Kezia Burrows, gives a brilliant performance. You genuinely see through this character's determination and drive that this is definitely the child of Ellen Ripley. And when Amanda finally finds the black box recorder with her mother's final message to her, it would make even the most stoic man break down into tears. This character is probably the greatest additions to the expanded Alien universe in a long time. Another cool thing about the character of Amanda Ripley is the facial design is based off Sigourney Weaver's mother. For the simple fact, in the extended edition of Aliens, the photo that Carter Burke presented to Ripley was that of Sigourney Weaver's mother, Elizabeth Inglis. So Creative Assembly designed the facial features of Amanda Ripley on a photo of a then 26-year-old Elizabeth Inglis, and thereby retroactively keeping continuity. As well as Burrows and Inglis, Andrea Deck provided the mocap action for Ripley throughout the game and also provided Amanda's in-game squeals of pain and grunts. If I had to cite any criticism for this game, it would be that this is not for everyone. If you're going in expecting AVP 2010 or, God help you, Colonial Marines, this is not the game for you. There is an incredible learning curve with this game. Patience and strategy is the order of the day when it comes to Alien Isolation. If you're not able to master either of these, you are fucked from the get-go. And if you do manage to finish the main game, Creative Assembly released some brilliant DLC, ranging from Last Survivor to Crew Expendable, which is kind of based on a deleted scene from the original Alien, where you have to flush the Xenomorph out of the vents and into the airlock. Essentially the plan that went sideways on Captain Dallas. Speaking of, you get to pick 3 characters, Ripley, Dallas or Parker, in order to succeed at the mission. It's great fun and it's a nice addition to an already fantastic game. Sadly, Creative Assembly all but said that they are not returning to the Alien Isolation universe. However, Amanda Ripley has made a return in numerous forms of media. There is a novelization of Alien Isolation, but she also turned up in the last few Dark Horse comics in the Alien series, which was pretty cool. She teamed up with a Colonial Marine known as Zula Hendricks, and it kind of explains why Weyland-Yutani didn't get their hands on the Xenomorph between the events of Alien and Aliens. We did get another video game adventure of sorts with Amanda Ripley, however this was only on mobile devices. Alien Blackout is a piss poor attempt at doing a follow-up to Alien Isolation. This is essentially Five Nights at Freddy's for your phone. It's not a terrible game, but as a follow-up to Alien Isolation, It's absolute dog shit. Alien Isolation has definitely left its mark on the franchise, particularly in expanded media, with other video games featuring working Joe androids and Seegson, and also Seegson turning up in a lot of the novels and comic books. But will it make its way into the mainline continuity? Well, yes actually, thanks to Fede Alvarez's new movie. Alvarez has shared photos through his social media of Remus Station, and one of these photos actually features the save phone. Yes, that's pretty cool. I like the fact Alvarez is acknowledging Alien Isolation. He's even said Alien Romulus is going to take a couple of beats from the Alien Isolation game. And while I'm not expecting Amanda Ripley to turn up, it would be cool if we saw a damaged working Joe android aboard the station, or maybe some weapons and equipment that you would have used in Alien Isolation. Again, I'm not looking for something big, but a couple more nods and winks to Alien Isolation would definitely make my day with that movie. So guys, did you play Alien Isolation when it originally came out? If you did, what did you think of it? And would you like to see a couple of nods to Isolation in Alien Romulus? Let me know in the comments below. My name's Martin. This has been the Trash Picture Show. Have a good one. Take care. Bye now.